y'all wanna hop in the game and do the same, selling tickets to your favorite name. Join our trade. Ticket resellers investing in building every day. Join our
We have the easiest way to make money online. As you see over here, there's no MLM, no pyramid scheme, no ads or marketing required, no selling tickets in the streets, and you don't need any labor costs to scale up.
Hey, if you're interested in scaling your ticket business or your business into the millions, like I've done, selling tickets strictly online, 100% online, you'll never catch me out in the streets. Go to thetickettrap.com. Again,
pow kill. I mean, killing ourselves on wax too, talking about each other, putting each other down. I know that there was a time when Kim and Nicki was going to do something together. There was talks of that. And then all of a sudden it just went haywire. And then I keep hearing, folks talking bad about each other. And it's like, no, come on. So when I said take a seat, I didn't mean go in a corner and take a seat and sit down and hang up the mic and throw the mic down. No, I meant just take a minute and reflect and see how y'all can come together, because that story being told would be huge to show two Black queens that had a beat come together to be able to handshake on it and show the world that, hey, it's fixable. Anything is fixable. If we can, you can. That's all I was saying. But maybe perhaps I just didn't say it correctly or add the commentary to it that needed to. I don't know if I felt pressed for time or cut off, or I just got caught up. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I did not mean it that way. And so when they came to me, I didn't even know the Barb's head was trying to diss me and trying to come at me. Vivica was the one that was like, okay, are you okay? And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'm okay. You okay? And she was like, the Barb's. And I was like, who was that? And she said, Nicki Minaj's fans. I said, well, where they at? And she said, they all in your comments. I said, go read them shits. I don't give a damn. And she said, oh, well, okay. And then it made me go to them. Looking up unicorns and shit. I'm like, what is this? I'm thinking Tiffany Haddish want me. You know what I'm saying? Unicorn, what's happening? And I read all of it, and they was coming for me. I mean, really coming for me. And all I could think was, no, I didn't mean it like that. And it just taught me a valuable lesson, because not just that comment, but the Halle Berry comment as well. I don't know if you guys heard about that comment.
Yeah.
But I had distinctly remember, and I don't know if it was an article or if it was a radio interview or somebody else was just talking, but I remember them talking about how crazy us actresses are, that we can't never keep a relationship and blah, blah, blah. And the more beautiful you are, the harder it is to keep a man. And I fall in that category. So when we were talking about Toni Braxton's lyrics and how, she got to have a man with all them smooth lyrics she got or whatever. And we talked about Halle. I said, well, yeah, I heard that. That's what I heard. That's what I said. You know what I mean? It was like that. But I can't vouch for that. It can only be what I heard, because I'm not gay nor am I bisexual. So I don't know anything about her snatch. What she did her private, you know what I mean? I know a baby came through there. You know what I mean? So it's like, so that makes her one of me. That makes her a Black woman. It makes her a single parent. She's an actress. She's more of one of me, the GOAT, than not. So never would I cross that line. So on that one, I took to social media and said, y'all not going to start no beef on something that is not a beef. Y'all not going to do that. I'm not accepting that. And Halle reached out so eloquently and said, and clapped back and said, well, Miss Lisa Raye, if you want to know about my snatch, ask my man. And I thought that was so good. You know what I mean? I was like, right, thank you. Because I wanted you to know that I did not mean that in that way in which they're trying to take the headlines and just, build a story. Because we in the business, we know what I got to have thick skin too. Yeah. I can't have every comment to get to me, but it helps me gauge. It allows me to be able to say and see what people are saying, so that I can curve whatever it is that need be if I want to, or if I see the value in it. But I'm not the kind of person that's going to, talk back, clap back at everything that is being said about me, told about me, heard about me. I do not get into that at all. It is very rare that any of those fans know me on a personal level enough for me to care like that. I care about my fans on a level in which I bring them entertainment. In turn, they show me love. That's our relationship. You know what I mean? And so for that, I know that there will be no me without them. So I appreciate that, you know. So, but other than that, it's almost like next question.
Yeah,
Appreciate that, definitely.
absolutely. Great input on that. All of us, to show all of us. Now, we had Miss the beautiful Elise Neal on early in 2020, and we talked about all of us. This was around the time that Jada and Will were going through all that with Jada in August Alsina.
The entanglement, I made a comment about that entanglement too.
She said a little something, and I don't think she thought it was going to hit the reach that it did. And then everybody was in her inbox, and she kind of backtracked and said she didn't say exactly what she said, but all up to her. Talk about that show, all of us. How was that?
Okay, let me get my laughter out first. Okay.
Well, do your thing, Mom.
Okay. So back. How was it working on all of us? Absolutely. An opportunity to hone my craft, to realize what I had to offer to the acting world, to get a check, to solidify a career, and to have fun. I had a chance to work with Debbie Allen, and I was a true fan. And I say was because she's my godmother now. But to be able to be directed by her was phenomenal. To have so many different guests to come in that I was fans of and I get a chance to work with was phenomenal. I'm green. This is my first time doing a TV show. You know what I mean? So everything, I'm just excitable, you know? Then Will came by and he directed as well. And he was in the episode. That whole 2 weeks he directed, I didn't even feel like I was working. I felt like, you just stay around because, man, this is fun. And I get paid for this. This is great. Thank you, Hollywood, you know? But it allowed me to learn so much about what I can produce, what I can rise to the occasion and do. I had no idea that I could be as funny as I was. You know, for a minute, they were calling me the Black Lucille Ball of TV, you know, got nominated for NAACP award there. And that was the first nomination in my career, you know, and we were successful for 4 long seasons. They were right around the corner from my house. That check allowed me to be, you know, solidified in TV and to be able to have a check to be able to take care of my family and buy a home and buy a car and just everything. And although I come from a well-to-do family, you know, God bless the child that has his own, you know, and so that made me feel grown-er, you know what I mean? So it makes you be able to stand taller. And I had no idea that I had become an example to people and said, hey, she came from the south side of Chicago. If she can, I can. And so it became that. And so I think that was the first little bit of direction that I knew that I could make a difference and be that example. And so I loved absolutely every part of it.